from the glossary. Trinity. The underlying nature of all manifest form. Or as form emerges from the undivided state of the formless, it spontaneously moves from 1 to 3. I love the mystery of that. To the human mind and our current perception, it appears that all around us is a binary. Because of the limitations of our current awareness, the Trinity at the heart of creation is not so easily apparent. The Trinity is the reflection of the infinite, whereas the binary is the reflection of the finite. You see, binary is a straight line. 2 is a straight line. 2 dots joined together. Straight line, linear. Finite. Trinity is the transcendence of those 2 dots. Yin, yang, combining to create yin yang or yang yin. And then out of that comes another yin yang. The child. You know, a mother, a father, and a child. And that child, of course, is the seed that can create another child. And another child, and another child. So the 3 represents the transcendence, the infinite, the creative spirit. As you raise the frequency of your DNA and began to see through a higher kind of vision, one of the first patterns you will recognize is the Trinity. You know, this is what I realized, you know, having had a revelation in my life, a big revelation. One of the first things I started to see, I was shown in a way where Trinity is everywhere, in everything. It's like this lens was put in me that only could see things in 3s. So when you come into the gene keys and the language of the gene keys, you'll see that almost everything is divided into these 3s. And the deeper you go, the more you see the reality of the 3 in 1. As the fundamental building block of the holographic universe, the pattern of the Trinity allows life to keep on transcending and evolving. It ensures that nothing can ever be consistent and fixed, even though things may appear so. This is the whole nature of the I Ching and the gene keys, this love of change, of growth, of evolution, transcendence, endless transcendence. You know, it's like when you look at our sciences, they're very linear. You know, very few of them are transcendent. But every now and again a breakthrough occurs and it shifts to a new level. And so they are actually transcendent in that way. But in between transcendent leaps or quantum leaps, there's often periods of long slog where we're looking and searching and trying to understand something until the leap comes. And then when the leap does come, wow, a whole new science has to be developed, a whole new way of thinking, a whole new paradigm because of that discovery. So, you know, that's the beauty of the Trinity and what it really represents. As you begin to attune your mind and heart to the secret nature of the Trinity, you will begin to relax more and more deeply into the truth of the inherent self-ordering perfection of the universe. Self-ordering perfection. Because the Trinity, the fact that it exists, is evidence that something else exists. You know, that something beyond what we can see. The very fact that we go on transcending, that there is this Trinity, you know, shows it is the evidence, is the living evidence of God, if you like, of a divine spark at the core of all things, because that's what infinity is. It could never end. This is the great paradox that the human mind wrestles with. And until the human mind starts to ascend to a higher kind of clarity and starts seeing these trinities in everything, at the foundation of everything, then the human mind sees the holographic nature of time, space, the continuums. And until that happens, the mind is still locked into dualistic thinking. So when you're thinking, think always in terms of 3s. You know, there's always a third, and find that third. Seek it and find it, because that third thing will always show you the true nature of the two, of the binary that you're looking at, whether that's in your relationships, wherever it is, whether that's, just conceptually in frameworks of thinking, whether that's how you organize your life. You can organize your life into threes, into trinities. My life is organized into trinities on its own. I have 3 children, I have 3 dogs. Everything is in threes. It's just arranged itself that way. So look for the threes. They're everywhere.